a pretty similar team to last week. Is this a sign that you were pleased with what you saw against England?
Yeah, evening all. Yeah, it was. Obviously we had a couple of injuries, HIAs, and trying to keep the continuity of the squad as much as possible, really. Just with our training week and the 6 days, some really good performances and good cohesion.
With those injuries, what are you expecting? What do you want to be seeing from Mackenzie? What have you spoken to him about this week?
DMAC's DMAC, innit? You get a bit of everything from him, but when he's on, he's world class and he showed some great touches and just keep believing in himself.
But when he's not on, he can be a bit unpredictable. How do you rein that in?
You just trust him.
That simple?
Yeah, that's right.
Ethan de Groot not on the 23 this week. Is that a selection decision in terms of keeping Tamati in the one?
Yeah. Look, it's a performance decision. Those two perform really well.
What did you see from Tamati that's gone, yep, he's our guy for this week again?
Oh, it's a decision for the whole season. He's a 50, 60-minute player. He got a couple of tough calls, we believe, last week, probably against him, and he's fit and ready to go, so he'll continue. Was
there any temptation to switch around a couple of players from the bench that you got impact of last week, or is it about keeping those bench players in those positions to add the impact?
Yeah, look, what we sort of learned over the year is the continuity part's really important, and the guys that have come off and done that, they continue to do it, so the change for the sake, and look, they've had a good week, and as I said, you turn up on a Monday and you play Friday, you keep the cohesion going.
How have you balanced that short turnaround?
Just be really clear in how we're going to play, understand the strengths of Ireland, and get focused in, excited about a great match on Friday night.
What has told you about the way what have you learned about the way Ireland might play? Have you gone back to the July series? What have you gone into?
You look over the last all the test matches in the last year, and then you look at the strength of their teams and their play and the players in the group, and they can hold the ball and they can put pressure on you with their kick game. They're the top in the world. A pretty handy team, aren't they? So you respect all the parts that they're good in part of the game, and you look for opportunities.
Just to ask you about your scrummaging generally this year, have you felt comfortable that you've got enough out of your scrum?
At times, Gregor. At times, probably. Yeah, look, we'd like to have probably eked out a couple more penalties, to be honest with you, and use it a bit more as a weapon. We put a lot of time into that, and probably could have got a little bit more reward, yes.
And do you know why you haven't been able to weaponise it quite the way you want?
Yeah, look, probably just how other teams have scrummaged against us too, and we probably could have adapted a little bit better, probably adapted to the ref as well. A couple of times. Look, and we showed some really good pictures. We're not looking to say that we haven't, but we probably could have got a couple more advantages out of it. Penalty advantages being that. Yeah.
Razor, what differences are there now between how Ireland was perceived by the All Blacks when you were a player and the team at the current period?
Always passionate. I think now when you bring here in Ireland for a few days, just how much of a rugby publicly they are. They're one team that represents all of Ireland, and how proud they are of it. They've got an incredibly. The difference is probably the structure that they have with their club, their pathway program, the continuity of the amount of lengths of players that play in the green jersey. The level of their coaching that are extremely professional, and they're successful at provincial and now consistent at international, so that's the biggest difference, yeah.
What do you think Andrew Goodman's going to bring to that attack, Scott?
Oh, Goody, yeah. Mate, Goodman, he's well named. He's a good man and a good coach. Love him. He'll bring a bit of innovation, knows us well. It's a real strength for them to have him in that group. He'll create a lot. He's a very innovative coach.
What does the absence of Johnny Sexton mean from on the pitch, or have you seen in the Six Nations and the summer series in terms of, are they leaning on a 9 more, or is their attack game a little bit different without Sexton?
Oh, Sexton, doesn't he? What he can create and get to the line and pass it late off the inside foot and can take a shot and make front door, back door reads, and like he's pretty exceptional. He's one of a kind, so it's hard to compare when you played all those games. But Jamison's still there and plays a big part, and he's a hell of a local boy, isn't he? Knock on jokes aside, he's done some great things in his career, and look, we're really pleased. He's just, excuse the pun, but he's evergreen, isn't he? He just keeps going. It is a great international level player, and he's got the full bag of tricks, and can command a test like no other.
Scott, just on the scrummaging, does Tyke Furlong being out change anything for you guys?
Oh, it's Targ. It's Targ's out, so yeah, of course it does. It's a leading question. It's a question that you know he's world class. So we see some opportunities in it. Yeah.
How has the week been away from, I suppose, the training pitch? You obviously have connections here to Ireland. Have you had a chance to catch up with anyone?
Yeah, a few phone calls. Haven't had a chance to have a pint of Guinness with anyone yet. Just put the head down with the work in the first few days. But yeah, I'll catch up and have a connection. A few Irish mates and friends and family, yeah, for sure.
Anyone coming to the game from up north where you were?
Yeah, there's a few. A bit emotional actually. There's a little family that the Herons that I lived with when I was a young fella. 18, I came over here and played a bit of footy, an All Ireland League. It was a great moment for me growing up, and chance now publicly to thank them for what they did, and they helped shape me, and it was a great time in my life. So it'll be good to see them.
Reza, I know you've had a tough season, still got a few tough games to play, but Ireland, highly motivated Ireland team at the Aviva, is this probably the best benchmark that you're going to have this season to see where you guys are travelling?
I think it's right up there with the Springboks and Joburg, really, isn't it? In regards to teams at the top of their game, away from home, full house, ferocious history, especially now. She's right up there.
Have you ever met Andy Farrell, and are you aware of just how much he was blindsided by losing that quarter final in the World Cup?
Oh, look, I know Andy from a few conversations, and hello there, but not personally, or anyone would have taken that hard. But I can't comment any more on that. Sorry.
If I said to you that Ireland have picked a team that would have played in that World Cup quarter final, as opposed to a team that will play in the next World Cup quarter final, that it's there to win this game, it's not there for any other reason, what would you say?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
The team has been picked to win this game. It doesn't have any children on it. It doesn't have any young players. It is nobody going forward. This team is here to win on a Friday night in Dublin. They've made all kinds of arrangements for the ground they've never done before. Torches and lights and music and anger and hurt and atonement and everything else. Are you quite aware that this is determined to put their foot on your throat?
Oh, that's a hell of a question. Yeah. As soon as we saw it was a Friday night here, we realised how immense this game was, and like I said, the history of it, and it's another chapter, and we'll play our part.
Scott, just to go back to your time in Ireland, what would that 18, 19-year-old kid have thought to find out that 31 years later you'd be back here coaching the All Blacks?
It's the connection piece. I came down and watched a lot of the Five Nation games here in Dublin, and got to understand how passionate they were. And it was a great chance for me. It brought a lot of belief in how I could play. Like going home, it really set me off to make sure I would get an education. And I wanted to play rugby at the highest level. So it was good. Gave me a lot of confidence, like I said, and helped me grow up a little bit, get away from mum's dinners, look after myself, and you made some really good friends, and it was a great time in my life.
Scott, just for you as a head coach, has much of this year surprised you, and what would you say you've learned most for you as a head coach? What have I learned? You'll learn quick. I think that's the biggest thing. With the group that you've got and who you're playing in front of you, like the different combinations of the group. Play England twice. As we had Fiji, and then you're playing the same team twice in a row, which is sort of quite unique. The difference from one week to the next, and how to back that up.
just your weeks. You've got to be straight on top of it. You're going right into backup. There's no 3-month preparation to play a game. There's no pre-season. Your pre-season game will equivalent is England. So how do you teach how do you coach enough to give them what they need? How the leadership group runs, how to get the best out of them, and just a little bit about myself, how I work, and how you deal with pressure. It's been a hell of an experience.
Is it a whirlwind media-wise? Like obviously in New Zealand rugby, it's number one. Is it a whirlwind there to be a head coach? No offense.
Couple here, that. Yeah, it is. It is. You've got to be pretty confident and keep the course as a person. Understand, you're tied in a circle. I think that's the biggest one that I've understand. Who do you listen to, but who can be really objective as well. Look from an outside point of view. But that comes with part of the job. Nothing really prepares you for that until you do it. It's when you learn the majority of the time by doing stuff, and I'm learning.
Razor, Safo Noah starts this week
Yeah.
on force with Cody out. He's had a few line-up yips this year. Have you guys done anything at training or made any changes to sort of support him and make sort of his role easier?
He was good last week, wasn't he, Safo? Yeah, it was good. He's in good form. We're really pleased with him. He's growing through the year, and we're looking forward to him to go. Yeah.
Is the keener rivalry, Scott, something you felt over these past 12 months between the All Blacks and Ireland?
Off the ball. Is it a podcast?
Radio show.
Oh, radio show. Awesome. I think the rivalry, is that the question, sorry? I think it's great. It's a great story. It's a great narrative, like it, two countries that are, similar in lots of ways. Small island off a big island, they've enjoy each other's company, but there's a fierce rivalry on the field and a lot of respect. Two smart teams that go at it. They play a good style. I think that's a big part of the storyline, and there's a little bit of history recently. They've had a bit of success in our backyard, and we've had some as well.
Have the Jonathan Sexton book quotes come up at all in your conversations with the squad this week?
No, they weren't on any PowerPoints, no.
Ireland, what do you expect from them on Friday?
Plenty of passion, I'd imagine. Playing at home, their first game for a while now at the Aviva, so they'll be hugely excited. It's been a bit of chat about what's happened over the last couple of years and the rivalry there, so we know both teams will be excited, but we know the threats they've got across the park, particularly on attack, a great attacking structure, so it's going to be a challenge for us and we're excited about it.
One thing Razor talked about at the end of the English match was looking at discipline and just keeping in control there. What kind of conversations have you had this week in terms of heading into Ireland?
Definitely trying to reduce our penalty count. It's definitely been a work on how we close out games. I thought, the yellow card, but also the way that we fought back to get a last try, and then to, put pressure on their scrum. They had a chance to take a drop goal, and then, I think the way that we finished that game was definitely growing in that area.
And Will, Damien McKenzie, he obviously is coming on, starting again. Talk to me about him as a player. What's it like playing with him?
It's exciting. Damien's someone who loves to play the game with an attacking kind of mindset and flair. So I've had a couple of games with him at 10 and me at the back, and I've enjoyed the combination we've had. We get on well off the park together, good friends, so it's always fun running out with someone that you're close with. I know he'll be excited and ready to take this opportunity. He's had some great moments for us in the black jersey this year, and I'm sure he'll go out and nail it come Friday night.
Will, has the quarterfinal from last year informed your build-up and preparations at all?
Not really, to be honest. Inside you've got good memories from what happened last year, but in terms of as a team, it's not really been something that we've touched on a lot. I think we've obviously got a pretty new coaching staff and playing the game a bit differently than we were then, and similarly for them. They've had an old coach of mine, Andrew Goodman, come in, so I'm sure they would have made some adjustments as well. So in terms of how we've previewed it, it's been a little bit different, and I think there's been a decent change amongst our team from what we had 12 months ago, so a bit of a clean slate in that regard.
What will the Andrew Goodman attack look like for this Irish team?
I've been trying to work that out, to be honest. First of all, good, he's a great man. He's someone who had a great influence my career coming through, so it's great to see him on the international stage. I think, he'll have a good plan around their kicking game and trying to put pressure on us in that space. particularly with James Lowe's left foot on the left edge. He's a real threat there, so they'll certainly come in that regard. And I think, the way they have a lot of bodies in motion, constantly coming at you with, front doors, back doors, guys off the 9 and 10's hip is challenging. So I'm sure he'll be just trying to continue what they've done in that space over the last few years with their attack.
Tyrell, last year at the World Cup, you would have won 3 or 4 penalties at the scrum in that game, and the Irish players and management have been on record that they weren't particularly pleased with the interpretation on the day. You were obviously in the thick of it. What do you remember from that scrum battle?
Yeah, obviously they'll feel pretty hard done by. I certainly do every time I get penalised. So, I think it'll be a battle this weekend. The scrum and more, they've got a really good more. I think Tig's out, but Finlay Beirlin comes in to start, who's a good player as well. So, it'll be a battle, and I'm looking forward to it.
What sort of a team are they to scrummage against? Like, are they a messy scrummaging side? Are they just kind of strong and stable?
Strong and stable, as strong and stable as you get from a Northern Hemisphere side, I'd say. So, they look for a good hit, good second shunt. So, like I said, looking forward to it.
Tyrell, do you think collectively, have you guys got enough out of your scrum this year? Do you feel it's just a little bit more that you've got left in you to come?
Definitely got a little bit more left in us. I thought the way the bench came on and really changed the game with our scrum was awesome. But just us as starters laying a good platform for our backs and trying to set a bit of dominance early will be key.
Well, just on your head coach, obviously you know Scott for a long time. What in the All Blacks environment now, what would you say are his biggest strengths as a head coach?
I think connection's huge for him. So having us aligned around the vision of where we want to go, having players motivated and ready to perform their best come kick-off's a huge thing for him. And like I say, connection, like he has us as a really tight group. He knows his strength and weakness as well, so puts people around him who are able to kind of magnify those and help him out. With the likes of Scotty Hansen, that driving our attack, it's a great balance. So Ray has been about 10 weeks in the job now, 10 tests in, got a good feel for it, and I think as a team we're starting to grow accustomed to his leadership style and his routine, and I think starting to see some good gains from that.
What is that destination as regards where you want to go, and what would a victory over Ireland mean towards gaining that?
I think for us, we want to be the best team in the world, so Ireland are currently the number 1 in the rankings, and at home it's going to be a big challenge. So we look at this Northern Tour as a big opportunity for us to test where we're at against the best teams, and certainly doesn't get any bigger than that come Friday against an Ireland side that has been very tough to beat over the previous couple of years.
Well, can I just ask to try last weekend? Line out map, or did you just call it in the moment?
It was a bit of a map, the map to kind of come back down the short side. The cut back was a bit off the cuff, just sort of saw Alice King sliding across, so it was good to connect with Bodie, and he put a great ball back on the inside. So bit of credit must go to Jace Holland, who organises our line out strikes. Spotted an opportunity there, and paid a bit of dividend.
It seems like you do have a lot of license though to go what you see. How important is that for you?
Your skills? I've always enjoyed trying to have influence on attack and trying to pop up around the field and just be free to kind of go wherever. And I think particularly the way the game's played now with attack side swinging to either side of the field, it's pretty prevalent. And for me, it's just about trying to pick my spots. Trying to ignite us on the counter attack, get us some front foot ball, and then just giving really good communication to the likes of Damien and Geordie on the inside, and feeding back in what we're seeing.